Vance read to kids at Camp Pendleton today. I have more on her summer reading challenge.
New rules for e-bikes and scooters, what riders in Chula Vista need to know.
It is very frustrating, yes.
Why workers are refusing to pick up trash in Chula Vista and how city leaders are responding.
I'll show you plans for a major sports entertainment district that's being proposed here along Chula Vista's bayfront. Nationwide measles cases at their highest level in over 30 years, putting San Diego health experts on alert.
A new book takes a closer look at the questionable evidence in the murders of the McStay family.
In 1956, a star was born. We visit the iconic Oceanside Theater.
CBS 8 News live at 6 starts right now.
Second Lady Chula Vista meets with military families here in San Diego during a visit to Camp Pendleton today. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Marcella Lee.
I'm Shanna Handy in tonight for Carlo Cicchetto. The Second Lady read to children at a Blue Star family reading event. CBS 8's Alex Cheney was there and shows us more.
That's right, it was a packed house full of parents and their kids as Second Lady Chula Vista read them a book to all the children on base.
Thank you to all of you for letting me be here with you today. I grew up here in San Diego. This is my hometown.
Second Lady, a native San Diegan, Chula Vista, read Norman and the Smell of Adventure to Blue Star families today in Camp Pendleton's Pacific View Event Center.
The cactus was still and quiet.
The event brought together military families and Disney to give away books and toys to children. Military spouses say it's important to give the children some fun as they deal with the unique challenges of military life.
We're all going through the same thing, and my husband was just gone for a little over a year, and so for us to come here and see Disney and the magic that it brings and Blue Star family is just really putting on a great event. It just means everything.
Today's event is special for families like mine, especially with deployed spouses, where it gives us something exciting to look forward to and something to celebrate the kids.
Kids got the chance to pick out new books, select toys, and even saw Stitch. The CEO of Blue Star Families is proud to bring the event to Camp Pendleton. Her passion for military families is close to her own life.
Because it's my family, too. I raised my kids in this lifestyle. I loved my husband while he was deploying and training far away from us. And I want the families that go through this challenging and important life to have great lives. Second Lady Chula Vista knows about it and she cares. And when we can see it come together in an amazing event like this, it just makes everyone happy.
Chula Vista also talked about her summer reading challenge, where you can go on the White House's website, enter 12 books that you read this summer for students kindergarten to 8th grade, and then that's going to enter you for a chance to actually go to the White House. That reading challenge is through September 5th. I'm Alex Cheney, CBS 8.
Thanks, Alex. CAL FIRE says a fire that forced evacuations in East County was started by a catalytic converter. Investigators found pieces of it near where the so-called Springs fire started. Flames broke out last night near Honey Springs and Lyons Valley Roads, that's east of Hamul. All evacuation orders have since been lifted. Right now, fire crews are putting out hot spots, making sure there are no flare-ups. The fire burned about 50 acres and is now 20% contained.
UC San Diego Health and the City of San Diego are expanding a pilot program aimed at helping survivors of opioid overdoses. The Transition Support Team program was started last year to help survivors break their cycle of addiction and receive treatment and follow-up care in the immediate days after they are discharged from the hospital.
And we're seeing more and more of these patients coming to the hospitals and the emergency departments. And it's not simply enough to support these patients while they're in a hospital setting like this. We need to actually treat them and intervene before they get to that stage.
The program treated more than 120 patients per month during its pilot stage. Doctors hope to double that number thanks to a more than $1 million allocation from the city's opioid settlement fund, which it receives annually as part of a massive settlement in a nationwide lawsuit against opioid drug makers and distributors. Today, Chula Vista Mayor John McCann is calling for a special city council meeting as trash begins to pile up in the South Bay.
It's scheduled for Monday at 5 p.m. at Chula Vista City Hall. 150 sanitation workers are standing in solidarity with their Teamster brothers and sisters on the strike on the East Coast. Trash hasn't been picked up in Chula Vista for 2 days now. The workers on the East Coast are on strike for better wages and better benefits, but it's now impacting those living in Chula Vista who shared their frustrations with us.
what are we going to do with it? Like, that's kind of and I have kids, so our trash builds up really quickly. And so I don't know what we're going to do. I am concerned.
CBS 8 received a statement from Republic Services that reads in part, quote, "We are making adjustments to our operations and working to resume regular service as quickly as possible. Residents are advised to leave their containers out. We apologize for any inconvenience this may cause." Another major development is being considered in Chula Vista.
The proposed sports and entertainment district, it's described by developers, that is, as a world-class destination beyond compare. CBS 8's Jenny Day gives us a closer look at what they're hoping to build.
The project is called Pangea and would transform 124 acres in the Otay district of the Chula Vista Bayfront.
We want to make sure that people have public access to our bayfront, environmentally friendly, but we also want to make sure that it's high quality.
I caught up with Mayor McCann outside of City Hall. He says phase 1 would include a tennis center, water polo academy, mini golf, retail space, hotels, office buildings, and a public trail. Phase 2 has a vision for a 50,000-seat soccer stadium with perhaps another MLS team, a USL Championship League team, or a Mexican Football Federation team.
This sports complex would be an incredible opportunity to bring in tournaments. This is going to create good jobs. It's going to bring in great economic activity.
Commercial real estate firm DeVeris out of Virginia Beach is behind the project. A local architect listed in the proposal worked on the Rady Shell and Portside Pier.
Developers want the project to go up here at 990 Bay Boulevard. It used to be the site of the South Bay Power Plant, once considered a spot for the Chargers Stadium, and now, if approved, would be just south of the Gaylord Pacific Resort and Convention Center.
Excited to finally see some progress.
We've been waiting for this development down here on our bayfront for decades.
I spoke to nearby business owners born and raised in the South Bay about what they hope to see here.
Mixed use, commercial, residential, parks, waterfront access, and hopefully maybe they could even make some use of the bay itself.
They tell me they care about enhancing and protecting the waterfront for generations to come.
You can't ignore our proximity to the border, so we have a huge Hispanic influence. So I think that's a really, really robust and strong part about this neighborhood, and we want to encourage that and keep the development going along those lines.
From zoning to planning and environmental studies, it could still be years away, but the Port of San Diego tells me in part, quote, "The proposal represents a unique opportunity that, according to preliminary findings, has strong market demand," end quote.
And a presentation of this project will be going before the Board of Port Commissioners this Tuesday. The public is invited to attend, or you can watch online. I'll put a link on CBS8.com. Reporting from Chula Vista, I'm Jenny Day.
The Padres are hosting the Phillies tonight at Petco Park after splitting a series with the Arizona Diamondbacks.
And the Friars are hoping to get a few more wins in before the All-Star break. CBS 8's Jake Ariani joins us now with more. What's at stake, Jake?
I say 3 more, not just a few more.
1, 2, 3
more wins.
Boom.
1, 2, 3 more wins before the
3.
All-Star break. A few? Well, I guess that's right. That was a couples 2, fews 3. Let's see, just get all 3, right? And on the mound tonight in that game for San Diego will be Ryan Bergert, who the Padres just reinstated earlier today off the 15-day injured list. Bergert has been really solid in a small sample size with the Friars, just 5 starts in 27 innings, but an ERA at 2.67 in 23 punchouts. He will try and quiet a very, very good Philadelphia Phillies team tonight. Now, Ryan Bergert is not a part of the 4 arms that manager Mike Schilt refers to as his 4 horsemen. Those 4 horsemen would be the big-time leverage arms at the back of the bullpen for San Diego: Jeremiah Estrada, Adrian Morejon, Jason Adam, and Robert Suarez. And now 3 of those 4 horsemen are headed to the Midsummer Classic. For more on Adrian Morejon's first All-Star nod, here is Karthik Venkatraman at Petco Park.
Another Padres player has been named to the National League roster for the MLB All-Star Game. Relief pitcher Adrian Morejon named as a replacement after Philadelphia Phillies starting pitcher Zach Wheeler opted out due to rest. Morejon has had a fantastic season, 1.71 ERA, and over his last 14.1 innings pitched, he hasn't allowed a run. He has been spectacular. He's very excited to go to the All-Star Game, and so is manager Mike Schilt.
What was the reaction of your loved ones when you told them you were going to the All-Star game?
No, todo el mundo contento, feliz, obvio. Para gente sentimental llorando, pero no, todo el mundo contento.
No, I mean, everybody was so happy about it. Obviously, there were some family members that were crying a little bit, but pretty emotional, but, you know, they're all very happy for me.
I don't overlook it. It can get overlooked, but, you know, a guy named Randy Cho was a reliever a long time. He said, you know, relievers are people too. And, you know, to see those guys getting their right acclamation and acknowledgement is really important, and Morihone is more than deserving of that. I'm super happy for him.
The Padres have this final series against the Phillies before they go on to the All-Star break. Phillies, a top 5 team in the MLB, and one of the things that make them go, they're starting pitching that they're going to be rolling out against the Padres. You got Ranger Suarez with a 1.99 ERA, Zach Wheeler with a 2.17 ERA, and Christopher Sanchez, who has a 2.59 ERA. Those guys really make this team go with the pitching side of things. The Padres are really focused on good at-bats and focusing in on themselves.
It's about how we play. You know, our litmus test is against how we perform, regardless of opponent. We're always going to have good opponents, a very good opponent on the other side.
The Padres and Phillies played over in Philadelphia not too long ago. Phillies took 2 out of those 3 games. Padres looking to finish strong going into that All-Star break. First pitch tonight here at 6:40 p.m. Back to you, Jake.
All right, thank you very, very much, Karthik. Now that I've learned that a few could be 3 or more, I have another theory here, and that the Phillies have dominated the Padres recently, right, over recent memory. But you got to start somewhere to turn it around, so why not now?
We could start tonight.
That's my theory. Let's just do it now.
All right.
The Padres, by the way, first team to ever send 3 relievers to the All-Star game.
Oh, it's amazing.
It is pretty amazing.
Such a huge deal.
And now they have 5 total All-Stars.
So maybe they're on
That's a few.
On that high.
Yeah, they got a few All-Stars going.
That's good. We're learning.
That's a
numbers here.
Carlo Cicchetto thing. We just, you know, he's very specific about a few versus several versus a couple. So you using it right today.
They're telling us to wrap because they don't like this conversation about.
I'm not a very
apparently.
specific guy. So.
Carla would be proud. Thanks, Jake. We have a traffic alert for anyone driving through East County this weekend. Most eastbound lanes of Interstate 8 near Lakeside will be closing at 7 p.m. for paving work, and that's less than an hour from now. This will impact lanes from Lake Jennings Park Road to Tavern Road. 1 lane of traffic will remain open. Lanes will reopen by 5 a.m. Monday. This is the first of 4 weekend closures that will stretch from Lake Jennings Park Road to East Willows Road. The city of San Diego joins a lawsuit over withheld federal funding.
Those details are still ahead. Plus, despite an increase in measles cases across the U.S., none have been reported here in San Diego County. We hear from doctors about why they're still on high alert.
And a South Bay city rolls out strict new rules for e-bikes. What you need to know and when enforcement will begin. That's coming up.
More than just a few clouds out there as we get into tonight. That marine layer is rolling right back in, and temperatures will continue to slip into the start of the weekend. We'll take a look at your complete forecast after the break.